Well, I got something weird to show you here, or talk about.
I don't know if I want to see this.
Well, I don't think
Got
it's any
something weird
graphic.
to show you. I'm not a doctor. I can't. I can't give you advice
I,
on that kind of thing.
I need to show you. I need to show you. No, so it's this article I found. So the headline reads, it comes from a place called Dead Central, or Dread Central,
Mm.
I'm sorry. So the headline
Mm.
reads, a Russian woman sleeps with dead husband's body for 3 years. Dot, dot, dot. But then it gets even worse.
Tell it right podcast.
We're live. We're live. Episode 64 of Tell It Right podcast. What's up, Jared?
What's crack lacking?
Nothing much. I think the first thing we need to get out of the way here is the Frosty update from the dance. What's going on there? Did we make it to the Frosty?
We didn't actually get a frosty, but we got McDonald's. So
Okay.
I
Did we
mean,
get
it
ice?
was
Did we get burgers and ice cream, or just burgers?
chicken nuggets.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
and then a shake. So their ice cream machine actually worked.
For sure.
It's
Did you
always
use
hit
the
or
website?
miss.
Did you use the
No,
website?
I never do. Not with
Okay.
McDonald's. Do you use their
Well, no,
website?
no, no, not their website. No. So Jordan the Stallion, you know that guy that does the fast food secrets.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Okay. So he said there was a website. I don't know what. I'd have to look back at his TikToks to find it. But there supposedly is a website that you can look up, and it tells you every McDonald's in the U.S. if their ice cream machine is working or not. And he was like, you can start a huge fucking stink if the ice cream machine shows it's working on there and they tell you it's not. He's like, you're gonna get a free ice cream. You're gonna get all this, you know. He's
Yeah,
like, you gotta call this district manager and let them know, hey, this website shows it, or I'm just like, Jesus
right.
Christ. But yeah, isn't that is kind of like a little mystery with the McDonald's, right? With the ice cream machine.
I mean, I think there's a bit of laziness involved in it,
There's like an
but
urban legend out there that they don't have working ice cream machines ever.
you'd think with a business that, I mean, is they've got it down to a T. Like, there's
Oh yeah.
no other fast food business out there that will outdo McDonald's. Like, efficiency wise,
Right.
cost for their food, blah blah blah. Down to the T. They've got that shit. I mean, look at their Coke. It's like specially made and like we talked about it
Right.
where it's stored in like stainless steel
Yep.
vats and it's always cold and blah blah blah. Right? There's no way that company would allow that many of their ice cream machines to be
Right.
not
Be
working.
down.
You know,
They
because
have to have
that's
their
loss
own
of revenue.
division. It,
Yeah,
that has to be its own division, the ice cream division of McDonald's. Yeah, I work for the ice cream division. I make sure all the
yeah,
ice cream machines are working. And it's
yeah.
bullshit when I hear a story and that ice cream machine is not working because I fixed it. I guarantee you I fixed it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have a feeling that yeah, that is a conspiracy that it's probably just pure laziness on the part
Oh yeah.
of the workers. Like there's something that they have to add into it and they just don't feel like cleaning it out later or they just
Right.
cleaned it and they don't want to and it's like a pain in the ass. Like there's got to be something. But
I will tell you this. So there was Dunkin' Donuts with the Baskin Robbins. They have this thing called the Cappuccino Blast.
yeah.
So it
Yeah.
requires you to scoop ice cream and whatnot, and then put it in a blender. And it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's on the fucking menu.
Yeah.
So it's like if it's there, I should be able to buy it. There's been a few Dunkin' Donuts in the past that I've been to, and they will say the machine's not working or something, but they're still putting out other blended drinks. They
Exactly.
just they just don't want, if it's ice, it's fine. They just have to put the ingredients in there, but they all hate fucking pulling out the ice cream and scooping it and putting it in there. No, I'm not. I am gonna admit it's not a healthy way to start your fucking day, and I probably shouldn't have done it. But they were so good. I mean,
Yeah, I've had
they
them.
were. They're
It's
the
been a long time
best.
since I've had it, but I used to
They're
get them all the time.
yeah, and they're addicting, and well, it's because of the cappuccino in there. But yeah, it's just that they were really good. I think they had an advantage against Starbucks, against fucking
Yeah.
McDonald's, against even Coffee Bean. And we don't even have a Coffee Bean, but they
Yeah.
got Dunkin'. They
Well,
got Dunkin' where Coffee Bean's at.
I mean, there's always the debate on, Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. You know.
Oh yeah, it's more or less. There's really no debate. There can't be. I mean, I know people debate it. I'm just saying, it's it's either you want fucking a donut or you want some gourmet fucking egg sandwich. You
Well,
know
it's
what I
not
mean?
even really gourmet. It's like they
No,
take it
but
out of a
they
package and they put it in like a
a
toaster.
microwave. Yeah, or
Yeah,
stuff.
it's pretty
I
much the
know.
same shit that Dunkin' Donuts is doing with their stuff.
Well, no, right. But Dunkin' Donuts is also known for donuts, and like if you want a
Well, yeah, yeah.
donut with your one of the many awesome drinks that they make nowadays,
Well,
you know, you go to Dunkin'
and
Donuts, you get the fucking donut. But if
yeah,
you
I,
want
I think
you want
I
just
think this
coffee or yeah,
they're more like Starbucks is geared more on the coffee end of it. Like they don't have all the
yes,
fluff,
absolutely,
if you will. But
dude, they were
and I was
desperate. They were almost so desperate they were going to serve alcohol. They might even serve alcohol.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Coffee
but
is their bread and butter. Is what?
yeah,
Yeah,
but on the flip side of it, and I was actually discussing this the other day. Donuts is they're the wild card, right? If you go to
yeah,
Starbucks, you know exactly what you're going to get. Like it's going to be coffee, it's going to be decent, and it's going to be made right.
yeah.
I can go to Dunkin' Donuts, and every time I go there, it's different, and I'll order the same thing, but it'll taste different, or they'll do it wrong, or it's like, hey, a
It's
large iced coffee
franchised.
with sugar with sugar, and they put like one time there'll be like a ton of sugar, sometimes there won't be any sugar, and it's the same place though. I go to the same Dunkin'
Yeah,
Donuts, so I
but
mean
that's franchisey. They don't poor
yeah.
training and people doing whatever the fuck they want. That's all it is. That
Well, I think
sucks.
a lot of Indian people own
Yeah, it's a
Dunkin'
place to park
Donuts.
your money. But yeah, the Chinese, like, they love the real estate. Fucking Indians, they love the Dunkin' Donuts. You know,
I don't know,
there's
get
money
what
in it for them.
their whole thing is. That and like subways, Indian people in subways. I think
I
they
wonder
own.
if we could like become citizens in another country and like somehow denounce our United States citizenship, but then like come back and re-announce it and like still go through the process. It would suck. I'm not saying this is ideal, but I'm just saying go through the process. We'll obviously pass because we know the shit. We lived here.
Mhm.
You know, and yeah, and like I wonder if we get those like same tax breaks like they do. You know what I mean?
I know. Well, they only get it for like the first like 10 years, and then they have to like
Yeah, but
they
I
have to
think
leave and come back or something. Isn't that
well,
what they
I think
do?
they hand it off to somebody else that comes in,
Yeah,
and it's like a rotation. But like
yeah.
I'm just saying though, in our benefit, I mean like a 10-year tax break would probably be awesome, and then by then we should hopefully have our shit together, and then we don't have to worry about it. It's America is the land of opportunity. I know we as natural born citizens we don't necessarily like to see that, but like that is the attraction in the outside world is like you can do shit like that. You can make money, and what's funny is they do make money, and
Mhm.
sometimes they send it back. Like they don't bring family with, and they send it back to their family, and it's a shit ton of money. If for us, living here in the United States, that same amount of money might not be a lot, but then like back home, it's like 3 times the amount, because of the whatever. It's wild. Sucks, but it's wild.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. I wouldn't want to franchise anything. You're just
you know,
giving
speaking of,
money to somebody just for a name.
yeah, yeah. But overall, you made it through the dance. You got somewhere. You guys
Yeah,
made it somewhere. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
yeah.
It must have been rough though at that dance.
Oh, it's
Hey,
awful.
everybody, we were talking about the little water bottles, and he was not fucking lying. He sent me a picture of the water bottle. It was half the size. I'm still on board with 32 ounces. I'm going to start going to random school board meetings and be like, hey, for your dances, hand out those 32-ounce bottles. Make
Yeah,
them hold it all night. You know,
yeah.
keep them hydrated.
You have to put your
One,
name on it with a marker and shit. Like, this
yeah,
is yours. This is all you get.
it's fucking yours, bro.
Because I was just like, I mean, you can take as many as you want. So I was just jamming down, like, probably
You
like 6 or
probably
7 of them.
you probably
After
ended
that.
up doing 64 ounces that night.
Probably.
You know, you got you. Did you have to pay for the dance? Like, did you have to like pay like $10 to get into it,
Yeah,
or was it?
yeah.
He pays for the shit.
Well, they had they gave ice cream out too. That's part of the
That,
reason we didn't get a Frosty because they were eating ice cream already.
that costs money.
Yeah.
That costs money.
I didn't eat any of the ice cream because it was like just ladies there, like
It's probably
straight
like
up serving ice cream with like a
it's probably
plastic
some.
glove and shit.
It was probably like lactose free and shit.
Yeah,
You know, because like 90% of the kids have a lactose intolerance problem. They're probably all
right.
thrown up and shit in their pants. It's like a World War II fucking MASH hospital.
Yeah,
You know, just like fucking bodies and blood everywhere, but it's just poop and kids just laying there ill, wearing
pooping
80s
kids.
clothes on top, pooping kids
Yeah,
in 80s clothes in just like a messy gym. God,
yeah,
that's gonna, yeah. Well, I'm glad you survived. I'm glad you made it. You made it
yeah,
to somewhere. So, but
yeah. I made it out alive.
good, good. But you know, I was thinking about this. Did you see the new Deadpool 3 trailer?
I did.
Wow, it's fucking wild, dude. And this threw me over. So I know Deadpool's known for taking Avengers shit and put it in there. So like
Mhm.
Deadpool 1, they were on a hella carrier, like a decommissioned one. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
obviously after, whatever. Maybe it was Captain America, Civil War or whatever, or was
yeah. It
it
would have been Winter Soldier.
or Winter Soldier? Yeah,
Yeah,
I forget what they did in Deadpool 2. I don't know where they. I can't remember. I remember the movie bits and pieces, but I don't remember what Avenger Easter egg they left in that one. But this one, this isn't really an Easter egg, but they're showing the time variance authority, which I thought we were kind of like done with,
hmm
because it was a Loki thing, but he's pretty heavily into it, so I'm finding this very interesting. But like
yeah.
Marvel now owns the rights to Deadpool, right? Because it was part of like that X-Men thing, and
Well,
now
no,
they have
they
they
own
always owned it.
Fox. Yeah, they always
Okay.
owned Deadpool. Well, when they bought Fox, they got Deadpool.
Right, right, right. So that's kind of allowing um, probably more matchup with Avenger shit, right?
Yeah,
Allowing him
this
to kind of
is
enter the universe.
yeah. They're saying this is the first R-rated movie that Disney is producing
That's wild.
because
That
not
son of
like
a
the other two
bitch.
were produced before Disney bought them. So
That son of
now, yeah,
that, that son of a bitch. All those fucking b-hole, b-roll bullshit, quick cash movies he's done has finally paid off. And
yeah,
now he like that's like a good honor to have, I think. I mean, you're the first R-rated. I mean, some people are probably sitting here like, oh no, where's Disney going? I mean, Disney's already been in that market just through other names of the companies that they own. So I mean, yeah, Disney is for children, whatever, but it's for everybody. And I mean, like this Deadpool story, you don't do it. They tried doing it in a more family setting, if you want to call it family action setting, and it was dumb. The guy, they literally, it just was a tortured guy with fucking, he had the diamonds inscribed into his head. When the real story is, he just took a pair of pantyhose and cut the fucking legs off of him. That's what I think the comic book story is. Yeah, and then he sewed on his whatever, and that's why he's got diamonds on his face, or whatever you want to call it. So, I don't know. But no, I think this is going to be a good movie, though. I'm just interested to see where they go with the time variant stuff, because like,
Yeah.
Loki, that was an interesting show, and what do you call it? I don't know. So what's his face plays in Loki? Fucking what's his name? The guy with the smashed nose. The brother Wilson.
Yeah.
Owen.
Yeah.
Luke.
Owen Wilson.
Luke. Owen. Uncle Owen.
Wait, is it Owen or Luke?
No, Luke is old school.
Are you sure?
He's the brown haired bro. Yeah, I think Owen is.
Yeah, you're right. Owen Wilson.
Owen's the smashed nose.
Yeah.
It's just a good look for him, man. I mean, I think it defines him, personally.
Yeah. I mean, you can't get away from the way the guy talks. He's got like almost a Christopher Walken type way of talking. Again, it's not he doesn't talk like Christopher Walken, but what I'm saying is,
No.
when you hear him talking, you know exactly who it is. You know what I mean? Like when you hear Christopher Walken talking, you know exactly that it's him.
You know, wait.
When you hear Owen Wilson, he's, it's
like
pretty
he's
cool that you
eating
did that, but I'm with the TVA. Like I can't. I don't have a terrible impression, but
Loki. Come on, Loki. No, yeah, I know. It's like he's eating. It's not like it's weird. It's like he's got something in his mouth that's like squeezing his cheeks together, and it's like coming out like this. Like I just saw a clip of him in. Was it Behind Enemy Lines? Is that the one where he's in Kosovo?
Yeah,
he was doing the same shit. I bet you $10, or I bet you $100. But it's like weird. He does this weird thing where he brings his like lips together.
Yeah.
Hey man,
like he's got fish lips.
Hey. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey
he's
man.
got fish lips.
And then he's got that. He still has. You hear that his Texas twang in the back, because I think they're from Texas.
And he's nasally because he's got that broke ass nose. So it's all like that combination. Like I said, it's like when it's Owen Wilson talking.
But you recently saw Loki here, right? The first season.
Yeah, I watched I'm on the last episode of the first season, so
Okay.
Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it yet, because I'm the only person that probably hasn't watched the first season up until now. But they're battling that giant purple cloud. Him and his his self that he wants to bang.
Yeah, that's always been the weird part about this. I mean, that's a true narcissist right there.
I suppose. I mean, she's still different. I mean, none of them are the same, except for that one that said like I'm running for president or something.
But do you think they would have like retarded kids though?
No, because they're from different bloodlines and different. Because she didn't like know her mom, and like it was just kind of different.
I guess you're right. I guess it could be like, because I guess every different dimension could be slightly different. So like, you could have a dimension where your parents never met, and your parents met somebody else,
Yeah.
which is weird to think, like, who do you actually come from? Do you come from the sperm or do you
Yeah.
come from the egg? I don't know. Like, to like make that, like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is because this person's considered Loki, this woman, but she's not necessarily.
Yeah.
But I forget, was she was a god, or was she just somebody on Earth that knew she had powers? Because I guess I didn't
No,
get
she was from
Asgard.
like Asgard or something, or
Yeah.
something along that. But like she never knew her mom or anything, and it was
Right.
like still a different story. So I don't
Like, it
think
could be a
that-
different mom. It might
Yeah.
not be. I think it's Freya is the mom.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's more of like it wouldn't have been half, star, half million ants baby that dies kind of thing. It would be. It would be.
People aren't. If you guys aren't familiar, that's a Rick and Morty episode. The Vindicators. There's a fucking
Vindicators 3.
or Vindicators 3. It was
Yeah.
the guys. What is he called? A million ants. And
Million
it's just-
ants.
He's made up of a million ants. Like, literally,
Yeah.
you could shoot him, and the ants just replace his body, and it's the weirdest thing. Some of the shit they come up with is
And
just,
Supernova, the
yeah,
chick. They had a baby.
yeah.
It died.
I think I love how Dan Harmon, he would bring actors from Community. It's always a treat to, like, find out, oh, dude, that's so and so played so and so on Community. But the Unity episode's the best, where they actually show an episode of Community. He's like sitting there, he's like, oh, you're so awesome. Thanks for making me a TV show, just because I'm here. And it's literally, it's a cartoon alien of Joel McHale and then the rest of the cast, and they're sitting around at the freaking study table, and then they're just kind of like, they all talk in unison because they're all Unity. But yeah, but back to Loki though. Yeah, it's really weird that he wants to bang himself. I always found that to be a little weird. I'm like, man, they're really drawing a line here. Like, this is getting weird. Now kids are just gonna sit there and be like, oh, hey, maybe there's other dimensions, and maybe I can marry my girl or my boy self. It's just fucking weird. At least it wasn't like another Loki, and then they fell in love, like another male Loki. That would be fucking weird.
Yeah. Morty and I gotta leave. We gotta meet a comet lady, a monorail man, 2 assholes, and a whole alligator. That's one of my favorite lines from that episode. Anyways, I love Rick and Morty. I've been on a binge watching them all the time later. Yeah.
I got our script right here for the table read.
Morty.
But I don't know if we can actually do this, because I'm reading it. It says, like, right here that there's, like, a fucking copyright infringement on. Like, it says specifically no performance. Yeah, right there. Oh, shit. No performances.
Yeah,
Damn
but
it.
I mean, I think that's for, like, if you're going to be making money off of it.
That's how I feel.
You know what I
too.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, if we're just doing it for fun, like, you can read. Like,
Yeah.
a script is not something I can't read. Why would they have a script if you can't read it?
Right.
If we want to read it together out loud,
Yeah, that's
what's the
true.
difference?
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't know.
make a funny voice when I'm reading it. Who knows?
I guess we'll just have to fuck around and find out.
Right.
But-
We're gonna faffo that.
Yeah, but back to like Loki and all that. I mean, like, so far, what do you think about that story? I mean, with the
It's
focus
weird.
on him.
so like, it was okay.
Yeah,
Like it was good, right up to the part when he met the timekeeper people,
oh yeah,
and they were like robots, and one of
Yeah.
them looked like the Lorax from Dr. Seuss, but mixed with the Grinch. He had like a
Yeah.
big mustache and just looked so fake. And like then watching some of the choreography for their fighting kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But I mean, beyond that, the story's getting somewhere. I mean, it's interesting. It's something different, you know.
I think
They
you'll
had,
like season 2 personally when you
mm,
get to that. That answers a lot more about what's going on with everything because, like, yeah, it's just kind of like unknown, you know what? Like you said, they found a bunch of robots instead of these celestial beings that were monitoring a timeline, right?
well, I just think it's so like it's weird because then there's like a whole city with the TVA, and then it kind of
Yeah,
reminds me of like the Ant Man, the latest Ant Man movie, where he's got like
yeah,
there's a whole like city in the quantum realm, and then there's people living there, and I don't know. It's
yeah,
just sometimes you're just pushing the envelope with some of this shit, you know, like
yeah.
but like it doesn't make sense. A lot of it doesn't. Just like why? Why would there be tiny people? Like they're just. I mean, I guess there could be, but if they have spaceships, why couldn't they fly beyond the quantum realm?
Fuck, this is why I should have opened up with what the universe is because this would totally answer all this. We're gonna talk about that next week, but yeah. Um, no, I mean, yeah, it is kind of like fucking weird to think about that. Like, it seems like they're pushing it, but like, I guess it's like at the same time too. I don't know. It's just like they did back in those comics. Like these were all like in the comics, like all this shit. Like I would think the comics were probably more far out and like like holy fuck, like this is wild and not realistic. But it was
Mm.
the comic, you knew it was a comic, and that was the point of because you would read that ridiculous shit and be like, that's so cool, actually like as a kid and I mean, possibly even as an adult. But that's the hard part when these movie makers try to make it. Like, you got to research that. Like, not
Yeah.
every fucking writer in Hollywood was a comic book nerd. You know what I mean? Not everybody was
Yeah.
fucking Kevin Smith. So, which I'm surprised Kevin Smith. I wonder if he's been asked to consult on Marvel movies at all. I mean, he was going to do a Superman movie with Nicolas Cage and Tim Burton. So,
No, I mean, I have this clip of all these writers for like Star Wars and Marvel and everything, and every single one of them's doing like these interviews, and they
yeah.
were like, they're being told like, don't read the comics, like we want original content and all this and that, and that's why all these stories are just going way off into these
Yeah.
bullshit things. Like nobody's come up with a good idea since Endgame, honestly. Like ever since they've gone to this stupid multiverse, it doesn't matter which side you're on. Either even Marvel or DC has the stupid multiverse too, and it's all like everybody's playing with this time travel and multiverse so that they can come up with new bullshit that nobody cares about because there's no backstory to any of their
Well,
crap.
yeah. It would be fine. It would be fine if they stuck with the actual comic books, but they
Yeah.
don't. And yeah, that's that. Yeah, I mean, personally, that's what I mean, they had the multiverse already. I mean, that's how they
Hmm.
came out with variant copies. So you like, originally they made the first batch of comics, and then they kept going on. But then it was like, you kill off characters, right? Well, you want
Hmm.
to bring them back too, so you create new universes, and that's what they were doing. And then they would make comics where it was like so and so meets so and so and all that. So they would
Hmm.
pull universes in with each other. But like, yeah, if they're not reading the comics and they're just coming up with these crazy, story, it's like they know it's like okay, in the comic they did talk about multiverse shit, but you know what? Fuck it, don't read them. Just make up your own stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
essentially, that is the purpose of the multiverse. Okay, and I feel like that was the purpose in the comic, so you could do that. with the movie, yeah, it's getting a little fucking weird because again, they're not reading the comics, and it's not a really like they're just creating this their own canon as they go, and it's
but there's
like
no
we always
cohesion.
right.
Like at
Like
least
we
with like the Avengers, there was a clear route. Like Iron Man, we're gonna have Thor. They're each gonna
Yeah.
have their own movies, but they're going to all tie back to Avengers, and then all of their movies are going to make sense except for Thor's shitty movies.
right.
In the end of the day,
Well,
because-
I'm waiting for the Eternals to somehow come back. Like, how is that going to tie in?
it's not.
with this?
It's stupid. That was like one of the worst.
Yeah,
Like maybe that stupid Shanghai Rune whatever guy with the rings, like that was kind of neat
Yeah.
because it was just kind of had that, Chinese,
Yeah.
Japanese ninja type shit going on, and like that's a different side. But then like Ironheart, like that stupid thing that they're trying to pass off, like I never watched that. Honestly, I've never watched any of the Black Panther.
no, right.
It's just
I
it's
didn't-
terrible. It's just so bad.
Yeah,
I
in the
don't know.
Well, remember when Netflix had all the Marvel shows that they were putting out before Disney Plus? So you had like Jessica Jones, and then you had Luke Cage. That's actually who Nicolas Cage. That's how he came up with his name. If you didn't know that, but yeah, Luke Cage, and then there's, I think you said it, Iron Fist. It's just some. It's like Iron Fist is like exactly like Batman, but but it's like Batman and Doctor Strange. So it's like basically a kid loses his parents on an airplane, and then he gets taken by Chinese monks who give him the powers of the Iron Fist, and then he comes back to America and becomes a vigilante. I'm not too like the Daredevil was all right, and I haven't even watched this new show that supposedly has Daredevil with
I
it.
don't know. I think
So-
he's going to be in Deadpool also.
Who, Daredevil?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I think. So this is what Deadpool might do. Okay, it might turn all this around and make it to where this all makes sense. You know what I mean? And maybe it's going to be like that anchor, like Endgame or like the other Avengers. You know what I mean? Now it's this opportunity for Deadpool to hit the different universes and just kind of like maybe, yeah, like because you said we might see Daredevil, and is it the same actor that plays on the TV show, or is it going to be
I
fucking
don't
Ben
know.
Affleck?
Ben Affleck.
It's going to be Ben Affleck.
Here's the problem with it, though.
Yeah,
If all of these movies have been PG or PG-13 up until now, and
yeah,
the cohesive movie you put out is rated R, it's not going to make any sense to any of these kids. Like,
true.
you're going to make the movie that
Oh,
they
that.
can't see be
Yeah,
the turning point.
right,
You know
right.
what I mean? So then they're going to have to see it, which then it's, So I don't think they can draw that type of crowd or make it that type of movie, because I think what they will do is make cohesion from like old X-Men to new
Yeah.
X-Men and that type
Or
of
maybe
that
that's
type
all
of
he's going to
crap.
do. Maybe that's all he's going to do. He's going to connect X-Men to Marvel. Just back to the
Yeah.
universe again.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. And
'Cause
bring
they were
up, like, maybe
'cause
we'll
they
see
were-
old school X-Men
Yeah.
shit. I don't know. We'll see. I think it'll be
See.
good, but yeah, they're tying in the TVA and all that into it.
I'm trying to understand where that's going, because it would have been a whole lot cooler if fucking Owen was up there, but it's not. And so I'm thinking the TVA is the bad guy. So that's where I'm trying to figure out if it's going to be something that predates Loki, or if it's going to post-date Loki. And so you'll have to see the second season to understand what I mean
Yeah.
by that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Possibly predates it, unless it gets into another level of crazy, multi-dimensional shit where this is just another universe of a TVA. Who knows?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
But yeah, that's
But
right. He did go back in time, like, and save a bunch of people because I totally forgot. I was just thinking in my head that his girl's there
yeah,
in the trailer, and that's right. He went back in time and he stopped all that with Cable's device or whatever. He had what's her fucking name? Suzuki or something, or it's
yeah,
Negabomb. I don't know her name. She's a teenage
Nega
Nega
something.
Negasonic.
Yeah,
Teenage Negasonic. Yeah, her girlfriend.
yeah.
uh, yeah.
Yukio.
Yeah. Come on, Yukio. I need this. Power it up.
Yeah,
And then
yeah. He went back, and then he tried to stop himself from doing the Green Lantern,
yeah,
and
he
he
shot
changed
himself.
Deadpool. Yeah, he changed Deadpool in the original Wolverine Origins, when he
Right,
was the
right.
stupid guy without the mouth. Um, yeah, that's when he
It's
like shot him. It's
okay.
like you're welcome. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he saved his girlfriend. All that. Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to understand, like, why did things go so south with what's his name? Francis, but with his real name's like Dr. Axel or something. Dr. Axel Rose. Um
Yeah.
but he keeps calling him Francis. I was just like trying to understand, like, why did they go south? Like, I didn't think he was that big of a smartass, but like apparently he was. And that guy just fucking hated him from day one. He just was like mean to him. But
Yeah.
then I looked a little further. I'm like, what exactly is Deadpool's like? I was just kind of looking up, like, yeah, I wanted to know what they mentioned Miami or some fucking, I forget. It was some city in Florida or Jacksonville. He did something in Jacksonville and no one's ever
Hmm.
explained it. So I'm like
He
trying to
was.
understand what that's all about.
Well, he
Maybe
was
you'll find
a.
out.
Yeah, he was a like special ops guy before
Well, right.
all of this.
I'm trying to wonder if it had anything to do with mutant shit, you know.
Oh,
And now that brings me to the next point. Was he an actual mutant in X or in Wolverine Origins or whatever? Or Wolverine or whatever the fucking movie was? Because
well, didn't
like
he do something where he would like spin his swords really fast and
yeah,
block all the?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like he was like similar to the Agent Zero, just a super marksman and like was crazy with swords. So I'm wondering if they pulled him off as a mutant. Like, well, that's what they. I'm not sure if they considered him a mutant or just somebody with extraordinary skills. You know, but then obviously they took all the mutant bloods and they jammed them into him and called him Deadpool. You know,
yeah.
so
Well, maybe he worked with that. What was the
oh
guy?
yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's
Striker,
fucking yes, Bill Stryker.
and maybe he worked with him on the special ops team before,
That's what I was thinking. Yes, that's
and like maybe he got wrapped up in that Project X when they were making Wolverine.
right. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, was he mutant hunting? You know what I mean? For
Hmm.
Stryker, and that's just something they never really. That's what I'm hoping that's going to come out here in Deadpool 3. Maybe that's the point to build up to that. I don't know, but yeah. So I'm just curious to see how Deadpool 3 and Loki, if they're really going to tie in, or if it's just like they're just using the face of the TVA. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I mean, it
Like
would
they're
make
just
sense
gonna use,
though if he's
yeah,
going back and changing the timeline like we saw in the
right,
last movie. So
yeah. But it comes off like they're not exactly punishing him for changing the timeline, but they're giving him an opportunity, and it seems like he's gonna fuck that opportunity up, or he's gonna do the right thing, and it's gonna fuck that opportunity up, and he starts killing them. Because you see that they're just going down one by one.
yeah,
So I don't know, but yeah, I'm ready for Deadpool 3. So is that going to be this
same.
summer, or is that going to be a
Yeah, I think
spring
that's
thing?
June.
Okay.
Let's see,
It,
Deadpool 3,
maybe we'll have to do a tell it right.
July 26th. So close to
Oh,
the end of summer.
that's the day after my birthday.
Owen Wilson is in it,
No shit.
and Tom Hiddleston.
That
for
fucking
Loki.
liar. He said he was never gonna be in another movie. You need to see the second season. I so want to talk about that right now. No, but yeah. You need to see the second season.
Yukio is in it again too.
I
Colossus.
knew that. Yeah. Which I don't
Elektra.
like though.
Jennifer Gardner as Elektra.
No way.
Yeah,
So is Ben Affleck in it?
it doesn't show him in there as part of the cast. Who's the guy playing?
Daredevil? That's
yeah.
what I want to know. Who's playing Daredevil?
Because there's a few people that I don't recognize, and they're not saying. Like, there's a girl, Emma Corrin, says actress under her.
Let me see.
Aaron Stanford doesn't give him, and then a Matthew McFadden.
Yeah, I see Emma Corrin. Let me see what she played in before. Let's see if she's played in any other Marvel movies. I'm pulling it up right now. She doesn't look familiar. Unless she was
Charlie.
that chick. No, they would have...
Charlie Cox is
Charlie?
the Daredevil, and that's his name.
Oh.
Charlie Cox is the actor's name, I should say.
Yeah. That just sounds... Well, the other guy that played in Daredevil was from the Mighty Ducks. Isn't that the dude's name in the Mighty Ducks? Isn't it Charlie Cox? Or is it Charlie... no, it's not Cox. It's something else.
I don't know.
Alright, yeah, this chick's never played in any other Marvel movies, so I don't know who she could possibly be.
I don't know.
Let's see here. Who the fuck's Hugh Jackman? No, I'm joking. Peter's back. That's right, he saves Peter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's who the voice of Miss Minutes is?
Yeah, Tara Strong.
She's so strong. Oh, she played...
And Louis Tan, the Shatterstar guy. I do everything better.
Oh, yeah. Did he save the dude that puked up? Or was that... What the fuck was Pete Davidson's? He was in it.
He was
too,
in
wasn't he?
DC. No, he was in...
He was in... No, I thought Pete Davidson was in Deadpool 2 as well.
No, Pete Davidson was in Suicide Squad 2.
I know he was in that. What the fuck was Fred Savage in Deadpool 2? It shows it was himself.
Yeah, he was...
I don't
forgot what
remember.
he did.
Oh, he applied, didn't he?
He might
Didn't
have.
he apply for the job?
I don't remember. Either that or he's at the end when they break the fourth wall.
Zeitgeist. Who is that guy?
Zeitgeist. That's the guy that plays It.
Such a dumb name. Who?
The
Bill
Zeitgeist guy,
Skarsgård?
the actor. Yeah, he plays.
Yeah, his name's
It
Bill Skarsgård.
in the. Yeah, he
Like,
plays it.
the movie that came out 30
The,
years
the
ago?
clown. No, that's fucking.
Yeah, I know.
What's his nose?
Was there a new It that came out?
You haven't seen the newer It movie?
No.
Yeah, it's been out since it's been out for 10 years.
No,
There's
I've
2
never
of them.
Never seen
They're 10 times better.
it. Dude, I don't know
You haven't
which.
seen It. What do you do? What does your day consist of that you're not watching movies that are good?
I watch all kinds of movies. But
Yeah, you're over there watching
I don't watch horror movies.
Galaxina.
No, you're watching Galaxina in my garage. I caught you in my garage watching Galaxina, and I just decided to join you.
Just to join me. It's
Yeah.
too bad. I thought it was a porn, but
Oh, Jared,
I was
I locked
greatly
in my garage.
mistaken.
I lock in my garage, and I'm like, "Oh, Jared, what are you doing here? What are you watching? Oh, you set up a projector. I guess I'll watch this." Jared, you bringing porno in my house? No, just wait, Mike. Just wait. No,
Just hold out because there's nothing
Yeah.
that you're going to see. There's no turning point in this.
just wait. Just wait.
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk? What the? Oh, he's just playing a redneck in this. Oh no, that was in Deadpool 2. I didn't. Yeah. Well, so that's happening this summer, guys. July 26th. Make sure to get me a gift and then go see Deadpool the next day. Yeah. So that's that. Do you want to get into what you had planned here?
Matt Damon. You know that Matt Damon was in Deadpool 2?
Yeah, he plays in a lot
He
of
was
Marvel movies.
the redneck guy that was talking.
Yeah.
He was
Wait.
they're
Yeah.
talking about how
Oh,
he
right,
wipes his
okay.
ass with a wet nap. It's like you got
That's
to go
who
over that with a wet wipe.
Yeah. Him and Alan Tudyk played those roles.
Yeah.
And then in Thor, he plays obviously the Asgardian actor, and then Thor's actual brother, I forget his first name, the older Hemsworth brother.
Yeah.
He also plays an actor, an Asgardian actor too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Matt Damon, I guess, is known to do this. They're just kind of favors. So
Matt Damon. Yeah. So talking about the quantum realm. In quantum, I feel like everything quantum, it wasn't it Rick and Morty where he's like, you can't just put sci-fi words in front of something and make it sound fancy, like a quantum radiator or something. And he's like, oh, my quantum battery's dead. So there's this company that was basically they developed something called a quantum drive.
Yeah.
And it's a propulsion system that doesn't use propellant.
Right.
Meaning it doesn't use any fuel to create a propulsion. I'm not exactly sure how this thing works. This whole story gave me vibes of the Event Horizon. Remember that movie from back in the day where they're like, oh yeah, you're just going to create a wormhole and then, we'll be on the opposite side of the universe. Well, like I said, this whole story gave me this vibe because they launched it into space. They piggyback on a satellite launch, right, to just test this drive system.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they lost contact with it. They've been trying to get a hold of it for a month now, I think.
And they believe they're tracking it, though, right?
Yeah, they can track the satellite that it was piggybacked to
Well,
because it's a propulsion system for a satellite. That's the basis for it.
right. So they know where the satellite. Right, they know where the satellite is, but we're saying, yeah, that there's just a communication failure. It didn't exactly get lost per se. It's not like it
They just can't
turned down
talk
the
to it.
drive
They
and then
can't.
disappeared. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
they launched into space and didn't turn on the on button.
Right.
Like somebody didn't flip a switch, and now it's just
Hey,
floating around up there. There's nothing they can do.
did you make sure the antenna was plugged in?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. You think I'm an idiot? Yeah.
Right. And it launches,
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay. Why can't we get goddamn contact with this thing? It's plugged in, bro. I checked it off.
Right.
So a quantum drive is a type of engine that generates a Chan-Eisen field, enabling spacecraft to travel at approximately 20% of the speed of light. So I know this was just a general question for what's a quantum drive. I hope this isn't like some stupid. Oh no, Robert Space Industry. Okay, I think that guy is legit.
Well, I don't think it's a quantum drive. I think it's a quantum propulsion system. Is what they call it. Because a quantum drive would be something that actually is like
Okay.
a
Here,
warp
let's do.
drive. This is just creating. Like I think the idea of it is it's using something to create an inertia to spin like if we needed to reposition the satellite instead of it having like little jets that you know boost it and turn it certain ways, it's using quantum propulsion to just adjust itself.
Well, right now they use something that is similar, but it uses fuel, but it's very efficient that it uses it, but it doesn't have a lot of thrust. So all the Starlink satellites have it. I forget what it's called, but I think it's an ion drive actually. Now I think about it. So basically,
Yeah.
the ion drive. I don't know the physics behind it, but you're using like forget what type of gas. It's like an argon or something like that. I could be
Mm-hmm.
wrong. And then it's then electrically charged, which then gives off a slightly bigger output than you're inputting. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what they use our ion drives. But I'm just trying to. Oh, yeah, no, this isn't fucking legit. This is I'm reading a website that's for this game called Star Citizen. I'm like Robert Space Industries. Oh yeah, that sounds like I forget who the guy is, but there's some bigwig that's got a space company. I think he's trying to build that stupid fucking ring thing in the sky or whatever. But yeah,
Like Elysium from
right,
the movie with Matt Damon.
right. All right, so what did you call it? A quantum
Propulsion system.
All right, I'm gonna look that up. Yeah, like I just want to get a little grasp on what exactly this is. Like, it doesn't use fuel, but what's it doing with electricity that it's able to push itself in space? Like, it just
I don't know. I don't
it
think they
sounds
really didn't go into it because it's prototype and they don't want people knowing what they did. So I don't think there's
right.
really any. There's not
Well,
really.
there's got to be some kind of theory though that, like, basically says if you can manipulate this, you should be able to do that. I feel like. So zero radiating. Okay, so quantum vacuum consists out of a zero radiating electromagnetic field in a non-radiating mode at a 0 point energy state. So the lowest possible energy state. It's also theorized that matter is composed of elementary primary charged entities called partons, which are bound together as elementary oscillators. So it's basically, so by applying an electromagnetic zero-point field, a Lorentz force is applied to the partons. Using this on a dielectric material could affect the inertia of the mass, and that way create an acceleration of material without creating stress or strain inside the material. So if I had to simplify this, this is like Dr. Greer shit. Basically, you're tapping into the 0-point energy field. So you're gonna use a certain amount of electricity to tap into this field, and then you're gonna create a massive energy output. In other words, but what I still don't fucking get is how can they create a thrust? But then, okay, I get it now. So they create a massive amount of energy, and then they're able to manipulate the magnetic field. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this. If you're not going to have fuel, as in gas or combustibles, your only fuel is electricity. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, after many years of listening to freaks and weirdos talk about this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is it just sounded kind of messed up because, I mean, that's a pretty big oops for somebody to launch this thing and not have the capability of using it. And like I said, the first thing I thought of was the Event Horizon.
Yeah.
Like it's going to come back from hell and there's going to be monsters on this satellite or something when they engage this quantum drive.
But I guess that's the real question. Are they being honest about being able to know that they can track the satellite and they know which one it is and where it's at, or did that thing actually disappear? Like, are they not telling? Because Event Horizon just fucking happened.
This is the same shit like that oceanic fucking submarine. We're not sure where it's at. We lost communication.
Oh my god, dude! So there was, I caught this on like TikTok or something, but there is this billionaire Chinese guy that made the worst fucking movie that never was made, sort of deal. He's poured millions into this, like hundreds of millions of dollars, and he wanted to make something that was like Transformers meets Aquaman. It was fucking retarded. I mean, there's a trailer up there. It's like Empires of the Deep is what it's called.
Okay.
And yeah, they all look like, I didn't see where the Transformers part came in. I just saw a bunch of people that looked like almost like Aquaman, but just like more gothic, darker, like,
Okay.
Not like gothic, but like darker, and like it just seemed like more evil, more anger behind it than like Aquaman. Mm-hmm. Okay. But like, yeah, there was like 4 directors before it got completely cut. People weren't getting paid. It was like, this guy had no business trying to put together a movie. Like, I heard it was that bad. It was really bad. But no, it's called Empires of the Deep, I think. And you can catch this trailer. Yeah. They don't even have a good like backstory on it. Like that's how like far along it didn't get. But it has its own IMDb.
Oh, I'm looking at it.
Yeah. It's fucking weird.
It does look kind of strange.
Well, it's obviously, it was never completed, so I don't know how good the CGI effects are right now, since it didn't like actually finish the shooting. But yeah,
budget of $130 million. Estimated.
It was a complete failure. It's like the most expensive movie that never got made, I think is what they were saying. It's fucking hilarious.
That's messed up.
Yeah. So. Uh, well, I got something weird to show you here, talk about.
I don't know if I want to see this.
Well, I don't think
Got
it's any
something weird to
graphic.
show you.
I don't got.
I'm
No,
not
no,
a,
no.
I'm not a doctor. I can't, I can't give you advice
I,
on that kind of thing.
I need to show you. I need to show you. No, so it's this article I found. So the headline reads, it comes from a place called Dead Central, or Dread Central, I'm sorry. I don't know if this is a true story or if this is like some kind of satire or whatever, but I'm going to read it. I didn't actually fully read it. I'm just basing everything off the description here. So the headline reads, a Russian woman sleeps with dead husband's body for 3 years. ... But then it gets even worse. Horror IRL, so horror in real life. So a Russian woman who has yet only been identified as Svetlana reportedly slept with the corpse of her late husband Vladimir for several years following his death. During that time, she also performed occult rituals on his mummified remains. Vladimir is believed to have collapsed following a marital spat with Svetlana. I can't say that name. During the argument, she wished him dead. Svetlana ignored her husband after he fell to the floor initially, believing that he was being theatrical. However, several hours after he collapsed, one of their daughters realized Vladimir was deceased. Svetlana told anyone who asked that Vladimir was in Tibet receiving alternative medical treatment. She told her 4 children not to ask questions about their father, and then wrapped his corpse in a blanket and carried him upstairs to the bedroom they shared. Upon searching the premises, authorities discover occult paraphernalia in the couple's bedroom. Amongst the artifacts were amulets, tarot cards, and an Egyptian cross. The pictures of an animal skull pictures of an animal skull. Svetlana used the aforementioned items to carry out rituals, and then reportedly saying it's what Vladimir would have wanted. So Svetlana also repurposed one of the bedrooms in the family's home as a shrine to Anubis, the Egyptian god of mummification and funerary rites. She wound up on the radar of authorities when a welfare check was called regarding her children. Early investigative reports suggest no signs of foul play in regards to Vladimir's ultimately demise, but the case is still pending and charges could potentially follow. Details of this case were first reported by the Russian website 7.ru or 78.ru and have been translated into English via the New York Post. That's all for this installment of Horror IRL. Stay tuned to the site for more shocking true crime news as we discover it. So that's fucking weird. It's not as weird as I thought. I thought they were gonna say like she was like banging the corpse and like doing other weird shit.
I mean, here's the thing: if this is like, let's say this is real third world Russia area, you know what I mean?
Right.
People really are still like way far behind as far as we are, as far as like a knowing of how things work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if she's in this country where maybe they still use buckets to get water out of a well and that stuff, religion and weird occult stuff still happen, like even using like apothecary, or I don't know if I said that right, but
I know you're apothecary,
apothecary, that's what I mean. And like old world herbal stuff and things, like they still do that type of thing because they don't have modern medicines and stuff. So this isn't that weird, honestly.
Yeah.
For
Well,
but I guess if it was in like your neighbor or something, that would be really weird.
Well, that's the thing. They don't say, like you said, they don't say where it was in Russia. So, like, if it was Moscow, this would be fucking weird. Okay, because that's a developed city. Like that whole eastern part of Russia is where Russia is. Everybody that's out west, like you said, yeah, they're probably ranging from all the way back to the 40s to maybe even later, because there are native like Eskimo, or just native indigenous people that also live in that western part that are more like Asian looking and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of them are just, they're do the same things that the Eskimos do in Alaska. Very simple people live in fucking put together shacks and whatnot of whatever spare parts they can find, and they fish, hunt,
get drunk.
Get drunk probably, especially in Russia. In Soviet Russia, road forks you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
people are getting forked from the road.
But that's the. You know what? We got a few more minutes left here. We can kind of talk about that. How Russia is kind of going to cease to exist here, and that's the thing. That whole eastern part, the western part, or no, the eastern part of Russia. Yeah, that's the vast and less populated. But Vladimir Putin's putting announcements out there, begging the women of Russia to have more babies. They need to have at least 2 because their Russians they know they're about to be extinct. It's a matter of, is it going to be 70 years or is it going to be 150 years? They can't. And so what's going to happen is once you start getting that, if you don't replace that young population, your society is going to fall. And that they know that's happening. And they know the wars that they fought and their strategy of just sending people to slaughter. I mean, they still believe in it, wholeheartedly as the way of overcoming things, but they also know it's created age gaps, like extreme age gaps. And yeah, they're probably not going to recover from it. And so that whole western part of Russia, if that collapses, if they can't keep order there, then there's a chance that Russia will become several other countries in the next 75 years. That would be crazy to see.
Well, if they don't produce more slaves for the lizard people, it's
right.
That's a bad thing.
But no, back to your point though, I guess this might happen but it's kind of weird to just be believing in Egyptian shit and resurrection and whatever the fuck she was doing. But dude, I'm still sus that this is a fucking, it's like some kind of satire. I don't even believe it's a real story.
It could be.
I believe it's a story, but not a real, something that actually happened.
Maybe they embellished a little bit.
Yeah, I bet you the fucking guy died. The bitch wrapped him up in a blanket, and then she buried him in the backyard. That's what really happened.
Yeah, maybe she just couldn't let him go.
Maybe. I don't know. So.
The world may never know.
The world may never know.
How many licks does it take?
The world may never know. But all right, I think that's it for episode 64. Everybody, thanks for joining in. What do I want to say to you? For one, we love you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends. Check out tellitrightpodcast.com. Leave us some comments. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you want to hear about. Just talk to us. We like to talk. That's why we have a podcast. So, but yeah. Shit, that's it.
Peace.
Tell it right podcast.